Peace. Welcome to my Patreon page. As you know, my name is Golden, and I am so honored that you have said yes to my invitation to join me on this journey of taking deep dives into the art of awakening. So this is my first video for my page. I'm feeling just a little bit nervous, so okay. It's a really interesting moment for me in my life. So today is the day where I am beginning a 7-day journey, inner journey, to take a bit of some time away from connecting into the external world in the ways in which I have been, and focusing inward, focusing in on some contemplation and seeking inward for some answers and focus and vision that I'm needing in my life at this time. So last week I spent the last 7 days really shifting the way I've been nourishing my body, and so I'm carrying that forward into this week and have dropped in and meditated on the ways that I want to show up this week of this inner visioning and inner journeying. And so I thought that I would share with you the ways in which I'm carrying last week into this week, how I'm going to be showing up in my body and in my life this week, and feeling into how that changes the way I am feeling from day to day. Because what I'm really wanting to do is continuously optimize the way I'm showing up in life, and have a really clear sense of how I do my work in this world, and just simply what does it mean to be alive and in my body. And that is what the art of awakening is all about. It's all about disentangling the external imprints, whether they're generational, familial, cultural, societal, or whether they're a reflection of the dominant system in which we're born and live. It's all about disentangling these external ideologies and imprints and discerning what our authentic truth and what our authentic self is, and how can we fully embody that to fully activate and live out our soul's intention, purpose, and journey while being human on the earth this lifetime. So I'm going to get into the aspects of the art of awakening and the tools in videos to come. But for now, I just wanted to do a quick intro, hello, and share with you what I'm going to be doing this week. And it's also an invitation for you to join me. I would love for you to join me on this 7-day journey. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. Perhaps you just get inspired by what I'm doing, what my process is, and adapt it and tailor it to suit what feels nourishing and aligned for you. So, without further ado, I'm going to read these notes that I just wrote to myself of what I'm committing to for the next week. So I'm going to read them to you. Okay, So for the next 7 days, I am going to be nourishing myself with all raw living foods. So last week I did my very best to eat all raw living foods. I am still working on a relationship that I have with food as an emotional buffer and not eating for nourishment and radiance. That's one thing I love about Patreon. I'm going to be taking deeper dives here than I do out in social media world, and really dropping much more deeply into me, my process, and what I'm working through. So yeah. So last week, for the most part, I did eat all raw living foods. There were times and moments where I didn't, and it was really interesting to feel how I felt when I didn't. My body responded very clearly with how it felt about what I was putting in it. And so eating for radiance and nourishing with foods, that's a big topic for me. It's one I'll be talking on later here, and I'll be speaking on what my journey has been with my relationship with food, and how that also is a relationship to my body, to my community, to the earth. I have committed to drink one of these every day. It's probably, I don't know how many ounces that is. It's probably about a half a gallon. And so my intention is always to chug tons of water every day, and sometimes I do great, sometimes I forget, fall behind, whatever. So I'm going to drink one of those a day, and I'll be peeing a lot, but I know I feel much better when I hydrate with water. And another thing is, I pray over every meal, and I pray over my water, and the Flower of Life sticker is an energetic imprint upon the water that goes in my body. And it helps me also have more mindfulness and reverence around the food and the way that I hydrate my body. And it helps me drop into gratitude for the earth and all the hands that cultivated and provided and prepared what I eat. So I like to honor what I put in my body to help, be in right relationship with these things. Okay, so every day I'm also going to be taking my probiotics, enzymes, and medicinal mushrooms. I take Puridyme products. I really believe in this company. I believe in the owner and what he represents, so I like to support his business. I can talk about more of that in later videos. And Paul Stamets's medicinal mushroom for immune building. Since I am a cancer survivor, it's important for me to put these things in my body to help my body heal, recover, and also repair the immune system, and repair all systems from experiencing the cancer and from the treatments that were really damaging to my body. So I'm in a recovering and regenerative state right now. So I try to find ways to support my body in its healing and in its thriving process. Let's see. My commitment is to start every morning with my daily devotions. I've been really good with that. My daily devotions are, my morning devotions are, I wake up, I go straight to my altar. I do not go on my phone. That's one of my commitments to myself. I used to do that, and I don't do that anymore. I just look and see what time it is. I go to my altar. I drop right into I light my candles. I drop right into my breath work. I do conscious breath work, Wim Hof method style. And then I have a flow of movements that I do for strengthening and stretching, endurance, and building strength in my body and flexibility. And I can talk much more about that in coming videos, because that's a huge one for me as well. Oh wait, I forgot. The first thing that I do is I read my life declaration at my altar before I do my breath work. So that's another thing I'm going to talk about coming up. Writing a life declaration, the process, and then this is something that I state out loud 3 times a day, morning, noon, night. And this is my devotion to do this 3 times a day. So after I do my morning altar work, I go and I take a cold shower. And at this point, I'm taking 10-minute a day cold showers to blast awake and alive. Cold therapy is a part of the Wim Hof method, which I'm practicing. I just finished taking the fundamentals course, and it does feel like it is making big changes in my life. I'm somebody who is managing depression and anxiety, trauma, unresolved trauma, PTSD, and just, living in a patriarchal paradigm as a single mom and as a female-bodied person. And so life has a whole host of challenges, and so I am always seeking ways to support myself with tools that help me navigate the challenges of being human. And so I'm going to be speaking more about the Wim Hof method here and the ways that it's changing my life, the way it's helping me, and I want to share the tools with you because I believe in them. I am not going to be on social media for the next week, so if you're here with me, I'll be here with you. But I am not going to be on my Instagram or my Facebook for the next 7 days. I will be accessing YouTube to post videos to Patreon. I've given myself permission to watch certain things on YouTube that are educational content that I'm actually studying right now. So there's that, but I'm really working on limiting the imprints that come through that constant barrage of social media. And I'm noticing that I'm really out of right relationship with social media on so many levels. And I have my own frustrations and struggles with social media in general. And I want to go into this more in depth here in coming videos, because I think this is something that most of us, if you have social media, that we really struggle on determining how, what is right relationship with social media, first of all, because it's so insidious and so woven into sort of our lives and culture now. And how do I stay accountable to myself, and how do I maintain my practices in being in right relationship? So there's all these elements. So right now I'm just like, listen, I'm telling myself I'm not going on there for 7 days, and which is a big deal for me because I'm super active on Instagram, and I love Instagram for a lot of reasons, but I also really want to do some self-reflection and some shadow work around what's coming up for me in my relationship to social media and how I can adjust it to be more nourishing to me on all levels. Okay. Oh, so one other thing that I said I was going to do is, okay, so coming out of the last week of shifting the way that I'm eating, I noticed, obviously, if we have food cravings, or if we feel, what is it, the word that I'm looking for? If we have cravings when we're going through a detox, or when we're letting go of eating certain things, we can go into that impulsive place where we're just like, just give me the thing right now and I need to eat it. what I want to do is when I'm feeling a really strong impulse to either eat something in particular, really strong craving, or if I have some really strong impulse to like go on social media, I have decided I'm going to write in my journal about what is coming up for me. So yeah, this is a lot of shadow work. When we do these kind of inner journeys, and when we start to switch up habits and behaviors, the shadow really can rear its head and can work really hard to sway us to do things that are out of alignment with the direction we want to go, because we have these unresolved aspects of ourselves that can sometimes come in and hijack and run the show without our conscious awareness or understanding around the why. So I'm going to do my very best this week to be loving and compassionate and understanding with myself as I explore this 7-day way of being, and be really kind and gentle with myself, and not do this from a place of like taking away and punishment. It's nothing like that. It's more like, okay, I'm feeling that there's some imbalances here, and I'm wanting to check myself, and I'm wanting to be in accountability with myself, and I want to share the journey with you. And so again, I want to invite you, if you feel called, to join me on the whole journey or parts of it, or if you want to modify it and make it feel really just right for you, that'd be great. Let's see, we're at 17 minutes here. One thing that I want to say is, a couple things. Okay, so when I sat at my altar to meditate in on this journey, I pulled a Sacred Rebel card, which is the oracle deck that I work with and I love. And I pulled the first card, like card number 1 out of the series, which is After the Storm. And it talks all about the storm that's either coming or is here, and how the storm comes and shakes everything up, and ultimately is here for our growth, right? So one of my big practices is presencing what is, whatever it is, with equanimity and curiosity and a desire to connect more deeply with what is, and feel in for the medicine, feel in for the growth, feel in for the opportunities to learn and expand, and better just be in relationship with myself and all of life. So after my whole altar session right now, I went in and I just took a cold 10-minute shower, because I was like, let's just freaking go. Let's just do this. Let's just go. Let's go feel the discomfort. Let's go feel the intensity of saying yes to the stress. And so when I was in the shower, at the very end, I bowed into the water, and the words, "I am supported in all ways by the universe," just blasted through me. And so the words just kept coming through, and I just wrote them down in my journal, and I thought that would be a beautiful theme for this week, is I am supported in all ways by the universe. Something to anchor and tether into while I go through the 7-day growth process and what this is going to be like. So thank you. And to those of you who are supporting me at the $33 level, thank you. I've basically rewritten parts of the Body Wisdom book that I am going to share with you. And so I'm right now just going through and making some final edits. and I'm going to be posting that up on Patreon as soon as it's ready. So thank you for that, and thank you for journeying with me. I'm super, super, super stoked that you are here, and it's going to be really fun. Infinite peace and blessings to you.